All right, Shalom. First and foremost, want to give all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Mahashem, Rahahak Wadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, taught us this truth. Peace, love, salutations, and blessings as always to the Lord's elect. All right, this is the brother Yeshaya, part of Men of Valor, South Carolina. And this lesson right here is going to be a quick lesson on Hurricane Lee. As you know, Hurricane Lee is a tropical storm that's brewing out there over the Atlantic. Coming across from where most of those tropical storms start. If I'm not mistaken, I believe they start like in the deserts over there, like Sahara and stuff like that. They start over there and then they move and they accumulate, momentum and mass, and they become, they go from a little swirl to, a tropical storm or a depression or a hurricane, So yeah, I'm not a weather guy, but yeah, just and the Lord is sending these, as scourges for amendment for people to get right. But my twist on this is gonna be the ultimate storm, okay, which is gonna be Jacob's trouble, and the icing on the cake, which is gonna be the storm, okay, the destruction, the thermonuclear missiles, okay, that's the end game. But I'm gonna play a little bit of this article, and then I'm gonna get these scriptures, and then that should be it.
And I'm Jim Berry. Next, where the chief meteorologist and hurricane specialist Ivan Carrera is joining us now. Ivan, it looks pretty scary, doesn't it?
Yeah. This is one of those storms that would be here, but with our computer modeling, and we're feeling pretty good about the models locking in on that turn here away from not just Florida but the eastern U.S. But it's still going to be some indirect impacts here. But I don't want you to think this is headed in our direction past this weekend. Although the cone does make it look like that, but we'll get into that here. There is the hurricane continuing to gather strength. I think by tomorrow we're looking at a Cat 2 already. Forecast, in fact, has it at 100 miles an hour by tomorrow afternoon. 125, so a Cat 3. We're jumping categories here. It's going to be a quick, rapid intensifier, no question. But notice the cone. It's not moving, west-northwest. At this point, it's climbing, and we like that climb as it continues to move not just away from the islands, but that would set it up for a big turn over the Atlantic by the time we get into next week. But look at this. This is Monday p.m., so we have plenty of time to watch it. I just don't think the models are going to have a huge change of heart here, as we've been talking about the last few days. We'll let you know if we see any different trends here, but this is the forecast. Now, beyond the cone, it gets tricky. Obviously, we're getting way out ahead, but this has been a pretty consistent run from the GFS, the American GFS, and the European. Another way to visualize it is the wind field. This is not just going to be an intense hurricane, but a huge hurricane. Watch this wind here by the time we get into a Friday, Saturday, and then early next week. And this is the problem here. Now we're going to clip Puerto Rico and parts of the northern Leeward Islands with some significant wind, and also with some huge waves that are going to be coming in, particularly across the north-facing shores here. Then eventually, as we head into next week, there's that nice turn to the north. You see a lot of waves here. We're going to be talking about just huge swells coming out from this hurricane towards the eastern U.S., and that's going to set us up for some dangerous conditions on the ocean, not here at the surface here. We're looking pretty good, and again, this is going to go north of us.
Meet Pair Eyewear, the only. That's it right there. Hurricane Lee was rapidly strengthening Thursday and is forecast to become an extremely dangerous major hurricane by Friday. Forecasters at the National Hurricane Center say. Lee strengthened from a tropical storm into a Category 1 hurricane on Wednesday, and by Thursday morning it was a Category 2 at maximum sustained winds of about 105 miles per hour with higher gusts. Lee is expected to become a major hurricane, the NHC said, and it intensifies rapidly. As it intensifies rapidly over the very warm waters of the Atlantic. Forecasters say it's likely to reach a Category 4, even Category 5, a potentially catastrophic storm. Okay. Lee will likely become a major hurricane later today, the NSC said in an advisory at 11 a.m. Eastern Thursday. Lee is forecast to remain a very strong major hurricane throughout the weekend. So it very well could hit, the eastern seaboard, the islands, but hey, we're going to see where it goes, but it's becoming a big storm, and it's something to look out for. All right. So here's some scriptures. Mind you, these going to be twofold, a couple of these, but multifold, like the scriptures sometimes are, You just can't read the scriptures for face value. They might mean exactly what it says, or it's multiple meanings, two meanings, more than two. That's just how the Lord does it. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. Like I said, all right, that ultimate tempest, that ultimate storm, that ultimate devouring fire is going to be at the end. Okay, those thermonuclear missiles. But for right now, the Lord is sending little test runs. All right, these are hurricanes and these tropical storms. They're not nothing to play with. They cause extensive damage, and they're of the Lord. Okay, hey, the Lord said He was sending fanners, right? Hey, it is those angels are busy, man. All right. Psalms 83:15. So persecute them with thy tempest and make them afraid with thy storm. So the Lord is, hey, I'm telling you, these storms are not nothing to play with. They cause major damage, major catastrophe. Hey, look at Peter, man. Peter, hey, he has the spirit of King David. All right, for those that understand. So, he was a brave man for the most part. Okay, very, very brave man. All right, and he was afraid when that storm was on the sea, and when Yahushua had to calm it down. Okay, so hey, these storms ain't nothing to play with, man. Those thunders, man. Hey, when it's thunder and lightning, man. The old folks used to say, hey, cut everything off and be quiet. But hey, it'll catch you out of nowhere, a loud ass thunder crack, and then that lightning. Well, the lightning comes before the thunder, I think. Yeah. Yep. So but this is the Lord's work. All right, you gotta fear the Lord, man, because He can take you out with any of His creations, and He's using the weather to visit the earth right now, man. He's visiting the earth of which He made. All right, Isaiah 32:2, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Now, the reason I brought this up is because, hey, that ultimate storm is coming, starting with Jacob's trouble and those thermonuclear missiles. Now, men of the Lord, okay, the men of the Lord are going to have covering, all right, doing not only these storms, these earthquakes and everything like that, but the real. When the earth shall will to and fro like a drunkard, okay, hey, when those thermonuclear missiles start coming out and entering back into the atmosphere and going to their designated places, man, and this is the last one I'm gonna end it with. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 16. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. A sword is sent upon you who may turn it back. Okay. A fire sent among you who may quench it. Plagues are sent unto you. And what is he that may drive them away? Now, like I said, the ultimate plague, the ultimate storm, the ultimate fire is those thermonuclear missiles. But, these are, the Lord does everything for a reason. So He has these storms, doing their damage, here and there, okay, taking lives. Hey, this is visitation of the Lord, man. Okay, verse 10. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at His presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up from the waves from the deep. Up with the waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and before the glory of His power. All right. For strong is His right hand that bendeth the bow, His arrows that He shooteth are sharp and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Talking about the ultimate storm, those thermonuclear missiles. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return until they come upon the earth. I'm gonna skip down to verse 18, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. Verse 17, actually, woe is me, who would deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear. The beginning of evils, what should I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for a minute, but for all these things they should not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So, the Lord is judging the earth and visiting the earth in different ways. One way is these tropical storms, hurricanes, whatever you want to call them. Still visitations from the Lord, but it's going to get worse. And, this is just basically a time right now, if you're a so-called Black, Latino, Native American, to get right with the Lord, repent, come back, admit to your faults, admit to, you going off. And, and maybe the Lord have mercy on you. So, that's it. Lord willing, it was edifying, giving all honor, praises, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, salutations as always to the Lord's elect. And until next time, Shalom.